Wow, that was awesome. It's movie time. Early today, I watched a few minutes at the beginning of what turned out to be probably the best science fiction movie of the 50s. I can't believe I've never heard anybody talk about it. Nobody's science fiction geeks or nerds. I'll post a link in community because this actually started out as a British TV series and then was made into two movies. This is the second one and probably obviously the best. The title is QUATERMASS, QUATERMASS, QUATERMASS Experiment II, Enemy from Outer Space. It was awesome. I loved it. You know, really all the storyline, the plot, the technical stuff, even the props, even at the beginning with the little uh, bio harboring meteoroid kind of deal. The props were all technically, and the chemistry was technically correct. There was no glaring technical errors. And they were using a Shell refinery in Essex. Brian Donlevy was the only American in there because you can tell because he's saying methane instead of methane, and he's built this nuclear. I'm not going to give away the movie, but he had built a nuclear rocket ship and stuff. But even there, they didn't go into too much discussion of it because they really didn't make any technical errors. And I'm technically minded. There was really nothing. All the props, this wasn't a cheap movie to make. I really can't, at the moment, I can't think of a single science fiction movie in the 50s. This was 1955, this was released. It comes anywhere close to this. This was a great movie. It's uh, it's 2 hours long, and no, it's 80 minutes long, a little over 85, 80 something, 83, 84 minutes long, and it's great. It has flow from start to finish. You know, the camera's moving, the characters are moving, the dialogue's moving. It's all action. It's all great. And even when at the end, because they don't want to blow up the shell reef. Oh, giving some of it away. You know, even when they switch to miniatures, it doesn't look like that Godzilla shit. You know, it doesn't look. Everything's tiny. It looks very realistic. There's not an unrealistic frame in the movie. All their props, everything was, it was excellent. I really had no idea this movie even existed. The British obviously do, but like I keep saying, some of the best stuff that's ever been made, especially in black and white, has always been this, what we call Eagle America, Lion, the British Lion. Eagle Lion that's actually the name of a film company, although this is that uh, New Elstree that kind of took over the Australian film that I reviewed the other night, The Siege of Pinchgut Island, originally titled Four Desperate Men, I think was the title. Yeah, but I love this movie. It was a great movie. It was because they really didn't make any technical errors. Everything looked so realistic. I mean, even their control panels and stuff like that were all logically laid out. Nothing, no bizarre, weird costumes. Everything looked technically correct. It was even down to I don't want to give away too much of the movie. I'll put a link to it up in community post right after as I'm doing an upload on this. I'll share the link on community post so you can find it easily. And this has got to be the best of the QUATERMASS series, both between television and the first movie, because this is kind of appears to be the conclusion of the whole QUATERMASS thing. And it's really good. I can't tell you, I'm not going to give away the ending, but it's technically correct. You know, everything was done extremely well, and it wasn't cheap to shoot. You know, a lot of actors, and they even had the hot chick. They had it all. At one point, a guy's doing a jig. They go into a bar that by the facility or whatever. Just don't want to. And they got this bartender chick, and you can tell she's so light hair. She might have been a bottle blonde or whatever, but she's a gorgeous woman. She gets up and says in one of the British dialects, "Let me show you how that's done." And she gets to doing a little jig, and she got a nice, it's below the knee skirt and stuff. But at one point, when she's doing the jig, up comes her. You even get a panty shot. It's tremendous. It's got everything. And that's where I was, because she was wearing dark panties. It's you're kind of thinking, well, does the hair match the drapes match the carpet, whatever. So I'm trying to keep this PG-13. I don't want to age restrict this. I think young people who've got all this CGI and shit ought to see that they were actually making really good science fiction movies in 1955. This movie was released in my second year of life or whatever. It was awesome. The only giveaway that Brian Donlevy's American is the way he pronounces methane and not methane. Methane's the English way. And I really just can't say enough good about it. It has all the things I look for. It's technically accurate, and it's got flow from start to finish, and good dialogue, and good, kind of plot twists and turns, and a lot of good action and stuff. And got distracted there for a minute. A little earlier, I saw the baby bunny. The other night, I thought it had grown up, but that was actually the parent. That was the mama I saw. So they're back. They're doing okay. I'm sorry I got distracted there, but I really can't recommend it, because there's a lot of the science fiction now is just, that they've made lately is just, sometimes it's visually stunning, but the plot line kind of stinks. A lot of their props are just technically impossible and shit, like teleporters. That just doesn't happen. It ain't gonna happen. Anybody who's got a functioning brain knows it's just impossible. The energy requirements to be able to disassemble a human being and then send them far away and somehow reassemble them without any mechanism on the other end, the energy requirements would just be out of sight. It's just not, at no time anywhere in the next several centuries is that ever going to be possible. I really like this because everything was innate, and even the kind of the terminology is bring it up to critical, and don't want to give away the ending and stuff. It's good. It's all scientifically sound. All the props were great and kept me completely entertained for 85 minutes or whatever. I highly recommend it. 5 stars. That's high. It's probably, I can't really think of another science fiction movie in the 50s that was, some of them, between the costumes and the barely made and the technical flaws just kind of kill it. This is definitely my favorite from the 50s. Of all the science fiction movies I've seen and watched, it's really got, I don't want to tell you too much, because you'll see at the end, it has components that are like one of the very best, latest in science fiction. I don't want to give it away. If I just say one word, it'll give away the end for you. Maybe I can give the actor's name. I think that's Tom Hardy. That's a Tom Hardy movie. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'll let you go. Watch it. I'll put the link up. The link will probably be there before this finishes uploading. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy your movie night.